My name is Kayla Maxon, and I'm a marketing specialist here at Runchway. I'm joined today by Felipe Rodriguez, who is the area manager for Lyft Mobile Service. How are you doing today, Felipe?
Great, thank you.
Before we get started here today, why don't you just tell me a little bit about how you got started in this industry and where it has kind of led you today?
Yeah, awesome. Great question. So before the automotive industry, I was working a bunch of dead-end jobs, right? Just kind of looking for a career. By that time, I already had a daughter, but with kind of minimal life skills or direction, I guess you could say. And I was really looking for something to kind of set up our lives, right? Right around that time, it was just kind of perfect timing. I was being like haunted by commercials and promo material for a local automotive school. I always had an interest in cars, but most of it came from like the performance side. You know, grew up at drag strips as far as, you know, drag races and different kind of performance aspects, but nothing really on the regular service and maintenance. And started doing some digging and doing my own research, and I figured that the automotive industry, it's everywhere, right? So there must be a demand for technicians. It's got to be high enough. I really didn't know what I wanted to do in life 100% at that time, but I did know that I found peace kind of working with my hands. You know, I started off in the automotive industry at an entry-level position. What that entails is changing tires, oil, batteries, doing flat repairs, some of your really, you know, lower end services like that. Really, I was a shop grunt, I guess you could say, for a while, but I took it as an opportunity to learn from the best. One of the advantages I had was each location I was working at had different levels of technicians. So I was really able to learn from all of them, which helped me out a lot. From there, I worked my way up to an actual technician. And even after getting that technician position, I focused really hard on constant education. I had an instructor that let us know that, you know, one of the caveats of the automotive industry is there's always new technology coming out, and you kind of had to stay ahead of it, right? Or if not, they'd go on to that next technician. I wanted to be prepared to kind of face situations that would put my knowledge to the test, but also be able to speak from a confident position when talking to other technicians that I was helping out, or talking to an advisor that might be relaying information, or even talking to other technicians that I would be helping train. I wanted to make sure I was confident. And, you know, like I said, it's very important when you're helping not only customers, but up and comers. The skills that I developed really did help push me into the business side of the industry. After kind of hitting a peak, I wouldn't say the top, but hitting a peak with the technician side, I was offered a management position to help run an entire shop. That position is a service manager. So I'd oversee a shop and kind of be the middle person between the back of the house in the shop with the technicians in the front where the customers and the advisors are. I worked my way up through the management ranks from there. And I was able to work my way up from the management ranks there, where I was able to really apply and dial in a lot of the acumen skills that I developed. And I went up to a store manager position where I was running a singular site, a retail store, which was pretty cool. I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar retail location, even just a single unit. And then I really were able to hone in business skills there that took me to the next level, which was a district manager position. Currently today, I have maybe over 300 plus contacts that I can lean on if I get stuck, whether it come from, you know, on a vehicle where I can't figure something out myself, or even on like a business side where I can't get past a roadblock. I'd say each level that I stepped up, I was able to network, you know, with a bunch of different people. And that's kind of what got me to where I am today, you know, now being an area manager for Lyft Mobile Service and launching my third city.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like you have so much experience building up within the industry. That's amazing. I love how you touched on before the changing in technology and how this industry is kind of always changing. How important do you think that training and learning is for technicians coming into this industry?
So it's as important as they want to make it, right? However far they want to progress their career, they'll really start to notice that the education that you have and your continued education for yourself is really what's going to take them there. It's super important if you want to be adaptable and be able to take any job really that comes in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that's something that a lot of technicians have always touched on, is just the importance of that education. What do you wish, along with that more people kind of knew about this industry as a whole?
Honestly, how much growth opportunity there is across the entire industry. I've seen entry-level technicians, go to school for a few years, come on, the technical side isn't what they thought it was in the field, so we transition them to the front side, to the business side, more of the customer facing, or some of the customer facing that starts off that really has a knack for working on vehicles, and we transition them into a technician side and really hone their skills in as a tech. Like, if there's something that I wish more people knew, it's just how much growth opportunity there is there. Being able to network with all types of individuals with all types of different backgrounds, some with some amazing technical skills, some master technicians. You can be learning from someone who has a master's degree in business, all within the same building. There's a lot to be learned in this industry.
Right. I think there's a lot of opportunities that people don't even know about that are just kind of hidden in the background that are definitely just as important as, every other position as well.
Agreed.
Yeah. So then what would you say is your favorite thing about being a technician?
Great question. Great question. So I'm being presented with an issue, and we'll talk about maybe from the customer standpoint, right? A customer is presenting me with an issue that's very stressful to them. It's a pain point for them. It's something they probably didn't plan on having, and something they rely on every single day. It can be a major issue. It could be something simple, but at the end of the day, the consistency is it's causing an inconvenience for the customer, right? I get to take a very stressful situation and turn it around for the owner, right? These are usually problems that other people kind of can't figure out, right? Those are the ones I like more, the more difficult, challenging, the ones where I get to use my technical skills with my hands and I get to use the technical skills with my brain, really finding out the root cause of their issue, how to avoid it, how to repair it. It all rolls into my favorite thing about being a tech. I get to utilize all of my skills in once and then make a pain point or inconvenience turn into a positive experience for a customer.
Yeah, absolutely. And what kind of skills would you say this profession has given you?
A lot. We could start with technical skills, that I've applied in more ways than just automobiles. Some of the things that you learn. I'll give you an example. So I went to a technical school for cars, and along the route of working on vehicles, I found another great desire of working on like motorcycles, right? Some of the stuff I learned on the technical side from automobiles does transfer into other, bikes, toys, right? Other things that you could play with as well. Problem solving skills. You learn to think really, really fast on your feet. Especially in this industry where time is usually against us. It's one thing to be able to properly repair a vehicle, but can you repair it in the time, that the customer needs it back? And then communication skills. That's probably the biggest thing that I learned. Again, I mentioned earlier that we talk to all different backgrounds, all different technical skills, all different educational backgrounds. The communication skills that I got was huge. And it plays a heavy role in everyday life, not just in my professional, but, I have 2 daughters, I have a wife. The communication skills that I learned in this industry really helped me to be able to level with them as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, again, Felipe, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to do this for me. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, that's it. I really appreciate the time.
Great. Yeah. Well, thank you again for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and you have a great rest of your day.
You as well.